Wednesday, November 12th. A bright morning in Salem, but by nightfall, joy turns to fear. Sammy Brady is back, bold, unstoppable, and ready to steal the spotlight. Her baby shower for Johnny and Chanel begins as a celebration, but every smile hides a secret. Every toast masks a lie. Because in days of our lives, happiness never lasts. And before this day is over, a forgotten memory will surface, a shocking message will be sent, and one woman's collapse will change Salem forever. The past isn't gone. It's awake. The queen of chaos herself, Sammy Brady, makes her grand re-entrance, and it's as if time never passed. She strides into Horton Square wearing confidence like armor, her smile daring anyone to challenge it. "Let's raise a glass," she announces, her voice bright but commanding. "To family, even the complicated kind." The crowd laughs, half in amusement, half in fear, because when Sammy says complicated, she usually means explosive. From the shadows, E.J. DiMera watches in silence. His posture is sharp, his expression unreadable, but his eyes betray him. They flicker with longing, jealousy, and the ache of unfinished love. He's tried to move on, but how do you move on from Sammy Brady, a woman who burns everything she touches, yet somehow makes you miss the fire? But the moment that truly shifts the air isn't about EJ. It's about Kat Green. Standing near the buffet, Kat freezes as her gaze locks on Sammy. 1,000 images race through her mind: white hospital walls, the soft hum of machines, and a woman reading Wuthering Heights aloud. That voice. That face. Could it be Sammy? Her breath catches. The laughter around her fades. Because in that instant, the celebration doesn't feel joyful anymore. It feels haunted. The laughter grows faint as Kat slips down a narrow hallway, escaping the echo of memories she doesn't understand. Framed photos of the Horton family line the walls, smiling faces from decades of Salem history. But tonight, they feel like eyes watching her every move. EJ follows quietly, concern replacing his usual arrogance. "Kat," he calls gently. "You looked like you saw a ghost." She turns, pale, her voice barely more than a whisper. "Maybe I did." She describes fragments that don't make sense. Waking up in a clinic, a woman sitting beside her bed, reading Wuthering Heights. The way she spoke, it was comforting, familiar, Kat says. "I never knew who she was. Until now." When she mentions the book's title, EJ freezes. The blood drains from his face. Because he remembers that book too, every line, every word, read by Sammy years ago while he recovered from his own brush with death. The coincidence is too precise. Too deliberate. Could Sammy have crossed paths with both of them, years apart, in that same secret clinic Dr. Rolfe once used? If so, that means this moment isn't coincidence, it's fate. Downstairs, Sammy's laughter echoes through the hall, unaware she's awakening ghosts tied not just to love, but to the DiMera experiments still pulsing beneath the mansion. In Salem, nothing buried stays buried. It only waits for the right heartbeat to rise again. Across town, the mood couldn't be more different. At Paulina's townhouse, the light from the street lamps paints soft reflections on the walls as Abe Carver sits beside his daughter, Lonnie. He's quiet, thoughtful, his hands folded, his voice heavy with reflection. Sometimes, he admits, "I wonder who I became after the accident. I can't tell where the truth ends and the lies begin." Lonnie studies him carefully, her eyes full of empathy. She's seen her father strong, broken, and rebuilt, a symbol of resilience in a town that never stops testing him. "You didn't lose yourself, Dad," she says softly. "You evolved. Maybe pain just made you see things others can't." Abe tries to smile, but his gaze drifts to the window, toward the distant glow of the DiMera mansion. He hesitates before speaking again. "I've been hearing whispers," he confides. "Deliveries late at night. Strange movements. Someone said Dr. Rolfe's name again." Lonnie's expression darkens. After everything that man's done, why would anyone bring him back? Abe doesn't answer. He doesn't have to. Because deep down, they both know Salem's pattern. Every miracle hides a monster. As the clock strikes midnight, Abe's reflection fades into the darkness outside. And in that silence, a truth takes root: history isn't just repeating itself. It's accelerating. Back at the Salem PD, a long, uneventful afternoon turns into something far more sinister. Detective Rafe Hernandez sits at his desk, reviewing routine reports, until his computer pings with a new encrypted file. The sender is unknown. The subject line: Urgent, DeMera Lab, Level 7 access. Rafe hesitates before opening it. What he finds freezes him. The report bears the DeMera insignia, and one chilling title: Project Phoenix 2, status, active. His pulse quickens. That program was supposed to be buried years ago, after the chaos of the first Phoenix project nearly destroyed half of Salem. He scrolls through the attachments: grainy surveillance stills of Dr. Rolfe, Mark Green, and a third figure standing in the shadows. The shape of the jawline, the familiar silhouette: it can't be. Rafe's voice drops to a whisper. Don't tell me that's Stefano. His partner looks uneasy. Whoever it is, they're not supposed to exist. Rafe grabs his jacket, the decision instant. He's heading for the gala, determined to confront E.J. DeMera before whatever's brewing in that mansion reaches the surface. But at that exact moment, E.J.'s phone lights up across town. A single text message glows on his screen: she's awake. E.J.'s hand trembles. The color drains from his face. Who is she? And why does the thought of her awake feel like the beginning of the end? Night has fallen over Salem. The baby shower glows under twinkle lights strung across Horton Square. Laughter echoes, champagne flows, a perfect picture of family, forgiveness, and fragile peace. But on the edge of that perfection stands Marlena Evans. She's quiet, withdrawn, smiling, but her eyes betray her. She feels something stirring beneath the surface. Something old. At first, she thinks it's fatigue. Then her breathing changes. Her hand grips the edge of the table for balance. Eric notices first. Mom? You okay? Before anyone can move, Marlena stiffens, eyes wide, body trembling, and then she hears it. That voice. Low, menacing, unmistakable. You thought you buried me, Marlena? You thought wrong. Her lips part in horror. No, not again? She collapses, the crowd erupting into chaos. Eric rushes forward, holding her as she slips into unconsciousness. Sammy screams for help, her voice cracking, her confidence shattering. Paramedics flood the square, but just as they arrive, the power surges. The lights flicker. The music stops. For 3 long seconds, Salem holds its breath. MWHEN. The lights return, everything appears normal. Everything except one small, chilling detail. The silver rattle at the center of the baby shower table, engraved with Trey's name, is gone. By the time midnight falls, Salem is a different place. The party is over, but the fear has only begun. Marlena lies in a hospital bed, whispering fragments of a name that chills everyone who hears it: Stefano. Rafe races toward the DeMera mansion, armed with evidence that could expose something monstrous. E.J. sits alone, staring at his phone, at those 2 words that refuse to disappear. She's awake. And somewhere in the quiet corners of Salem, Cat Green pieces together memories she shouldn't have, fragments of a clinic, a voice, and a past that refuses to stay buried. All of it leads back to one truth: Salem isn't being haunted by ghosts. It's being reconstructed by science, one stolen soul at a time. The line between resurrection and corruption has blurred. And once again, the DeMera name sits at the center of it all. Because in Salem, death is never the end, it's only the next experiment. And this time, the experiment just woke up. Stay tuned, because this is Days of Our Lives, and nothing, not even the dead, stays quiet for long.